Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about something that I've been seeing popping up more and more and more, especially over the past few months, and that is botting in Hearthstone. We've talked about it a lot on the channel, mostly in regards to Mercenaries, but in the last few months, it has spread to the point where every mode outside of like Arena and Duels are completely littered with bots, and this button, this report feature, which is in the game, appears to be the most useless report button ever, as bots are just everywhere, and it's a lot higher ranks than you think. It's really crazy. We're gonna go over it, and if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit the sub button down below, give the video a like. It helps the channel out a lot as we are on the road to 69,420 subs. Pretty recently, patch 24.4, there was this update to Hearthstone, which said there was like early progression and milestone offer updates, and they said basically apprentice new player ranks and low eternal rating players, quickly called MMR, may now face up against AI opponents when playing on a ranked standard ladder. This will help players have a more fun experience while learning the game. They will not and more experienced players will not face these AI opponents. So basically bringing this up to kind of talk about whether are these Blizzard bots, because it's really crazy, but this update said they were only going to have bots at low MMR, not affect high rank. So keep that in mind as we go along. So basically, if you go into the Hearthstone subreddit these days, it's crazy how many posts there are about bots. This one here said, in case you're wondering how easy it is to reach Legend and Classic, we've talked about Legend. We talk about Classic a lot. In general, they have a lot of zoo bots. If you're not aware what a bot is, it's basically you're facing someone that's not a person. It's they put out a program to autoplay a deck. Basically queue into it, it auto plays it, and it just does it en masse for hours and hours and end, maybe 24/7, as long as they leave it on. They're not perfect, they don't play perfectly, but it creates a pretty frustrating situation, especially some are programmed to like rope every turn to gain XP and all of that. But regardless, this guy posted a 72-1 record and went on to say in the comments here, I started yesterday with a 2-star bonus. Up until Diamond 5, I faced 4 real opponents and about 60 Blizzard bots with basic cards. Then it was 90% Warlock, which I countered with Control Warrior. And basically that's how I see, like you see the record here's Warlock. Last time I hit Legend in Classic, I faced, I believe it was almost 80% Warlock. And one I could tell, of all of them, only one I could tell wasn't a bot. They all play very similar. You could tell it's a bot by the way their attack patterns are the exact same every turn. They always make weird plays, like they'll Elven Archer their own face. They'll coin a hero power. They'll do just weird stuff. You can kind of tell. And yeah, a lot of players have been able to tell this. And it's Classic's like the most prolific of the modes. We have this Reddit post. I ran into a human on Classic ladder and they friend requested me. It's such a meme that they add each other and he's like, hello, fellow human. Excuse me, why are you not a bot? Beep boop. Sorry, I couldn't lose my win streak. I could. I need 1,100 wins. So yeah, they're literally, people are so aware of it. They're adding each other whenever they actually find a human being to talk about it. And there's plenty of posts. Too many bots. This was just from a couple days ago. I played 4 games of Wild ranked and 3 quarters. So yes, this isn't Wild, where it is also a problem. We're against bots that were using their hero power and waiting out the entire duration of their turn. So that's a whole different style of botting, where you just bot for XP, where they just have it rope maximum every turn so they gain the most XP they can without doing anything. They don't try and win. So at least in that experience, it doesn't make it so much worse for the player, but again, super frustrating. And again, why do we have this report feature? But it's not just that. We have more Classic bots can't recognize an ice block that popped. We have, this is like, looks like more of like a basic bot where they got the basic cards. You see basic bots all the time. They only play basic cards and it's trying to hit face with an ice block and it crashed the bot. It just full roped because they couldn't handle it. And they said, thanks Classic mode bots, my first Legend since playing open beta. Easy deck mode decks in comments. And then, is this a bug? This is in standard, I believe, or is the game just getting botted? And they're facing all these players with these names that are just randomly generated and they all play the same and they're all bots and all of that. So it's not just like low ranks, it's not just Classic, it's not just even Wild. You also have Mercenaries, which we've talked about. You can see accounts that farm bots have over 100,000 MMR in a season. That is ridiculously impossible to try and achieve, and all you have to do is scroll down when the top 1 and 2 have over 100,000 MMR, all the way down to the 25th, that's 22,000. You can see the real players that are actually playing. They'll never be able to achieve a top rank because there's bots. So every mode outside of like the paid draft modes are botted like crazy, and it was even noted in the Wild Vicious Syndicate report, it's affecting higher ranks, where they said even Shaman, they're talking about how good it is, that the deck is so strong, there have been sightings of even shot bots at top legend. And I think the biggest way to tell of how crazy it is, take a look at Standard Legend. Take a look at Standard Legend. This is the current season, I believe, season 112. It's the most popular mode in Hearthstone. All the data shows that, of all the deck trackers and all of that, Standard by far the most popular mode. There are 1,985 Standard Legends as of 1 week into the season. That's pretty expected. You want to see something pretty shocking? You go to Classic, one of the least popular modes out there. Anybody will tell you that. Not a super popular mode. There are over 2,400 legends. The bots are so prevalent in Classic. There are so many that they're farming each other and getting to legend. Even if you get to legend Classic, the majority of your games are still going to be against wild bots. And I'm wondering, this is what I'm wondering, Blizzard refuses to comment on botting. I've made tons of videos about this. I've inquired with several devs, tons of stuff about this, never once a comment about it. And I'm beginning to wonder, are these Blizzard bots? Who is botting all this stuff? Like, the major benefit of botting that I could tell is farming XP for the wards track, or maybe farming golden portraits and trying to sell it on like a third-party website. I've seen that. I've seen like on eBay, people trying to sell golden accounts, right? That's all I can think of. Is that really gonna make people bot? Literally, it looks like thousands of accounts. Or is this just a way of Blizzard kind of quietly making it so that their queue times aren't bad? Because if you were to play Classic, like, let's think about the fact there's like 2,400 legends, probably over half of them are bots. What are queue times going to look like in those modes without the bots? They'd probably be atrocious. For Wild, maybe a little less. In Standard, even a lot, I would say even a lot less, but still, where are these bots coming from? And why are they doing, seemingly, from what I can tell, nothing to do about it? Because the player frustration is there. These are just the Reddit posts I quickly searched to find bots, and they're all within the last month. I've had tons of comments about it, either on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever, and it just makes the game look really bad, in my opinion, when half the player base seems to be bots, and you have a report feature in the game that literally lets you report your opponent for botting, yet there doesn't seem to be anything done about it. And it's baffling to me. I don't really understand what's going on. And I feel like the worst part about it, and I've mentioned this before, looking at a mode like Mercenaries, which is like riddled with bots, which has led to content creators like Zombies Go Nom Nom. He switched to Marvel Snap. He's like, they won't even address bots. I can't even try and, climb, get to the top of the PvP or whatever. It's impossible because bots lock you out. But Mercenaries is basically an abandoned mode as it is. Hasn't had a content update in nearly like 5 months. They got Chromie with the latest expansion is one free epic mercenary. And then before that was a Rattlegore event back in like November. But still, like, people pay for this mode. They pay for it. There's got to be some people that pay for it. And yeah, this mode locked out by bots. And it's like, are we going to get to the point where these wild bots, because even Shaman is a very easy deck to play. It's a very easy deck to play. Is it ever going to get to the point where you're trying to compete for top legend and wild and, it's dominated by bots? Like, how would that feel? Or Standard or something like that? It's just a messed up thing that I don't understand why it is the way it is when it's so apparent what's going on, and the fact that Blizzard is so quiet about it. If you could find me a quote where they talk about it, other than Ixar saying in an AMA a couple years ago that, yeah, they periodically, try and remove some bots, but the bot technology is always moving faster than they can. But still, it's like, what's going on? There's obviously something really weird and fishy going on, and I'm just wondering, are these Blizzard bots? I'd love to hear you guys' comments about it below. I would love to see this get resolved. I don't like the fact there's a billion bots in Legend Ladder. I'm fine with the low rank thing, like this patch note thing, giving early players bots, that's fine. Marvel Snap does that. Most PvP games do that early on. When you're low ranked, you just face bots, so you don't have to face against experienced players. It makes sense. But the fact that we are facing bots at Legend Ladder, sometimes high Legend Ladder, To me, that's unacceptable, and it's not a fun gameplay experience for anybody, especially if it's like a robot or whatever. Anyways, like, it's against terms of service for a reason. Would love to see them act on it. Anyways, let me know how you feel about it. It's pretty crazy to me how like out of control it is, and I hope they do something about it, because again, it looks bad, it makes the game worse, and overall it just kind of irks me. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.